हमारे वक्त की धड़कन, हमारा चिंतन, हमारी भावनाएं, हमारे विचार, कभी कोमल बातचीत तो कभी इंटरेक्शन तेज तर्रार। तय करें मिलकर व्हाट इज रॉन्ग, व्हाट इज राइट। आईटीवी पर अशोक व्यास के साथ इनसाइट टुनाइट। वेलकम टू इनसाइट टुनाइट विद अशोक व्यास। आप सबका इस कार्यक्रम में स्वागत है, जिसमें हम बात करते हैं यहाँ की कुछ वहाँ की। यहाँ यानी अमेरिका और हमारा दिल, वहाँ यानी भारत या पाकिस्तान या बांग्लादेश या अफगानिस्तान और हमारा दिल। मुख्यतया whether we talk about something related to this place or that place, at the end of the day it is you who is most important. We are talking about you because these are your concerns, and when we refer to our concerns, we as a democratic nation look up to a very, very important happening that we call as elections. And today, as we begin this show, we are just few hours away from the time when formally Indian election of 2014 would be announced. It's going to be probably 10:30 a.m. Indian time tomorrow. So just few hours from now, and the most important thing that we need to pay attention to is out of 815 million electoral voters that we have in India, 50% of them are below 35 years. So this is a young nation, and the way young minds are going to be responding and participating in this election is to be seen, and that also takes us near the statistics that take the whole population of America, multiply it by 2.5, and that is what we have in India ready to express their opinion and cast their vote. So most probably it is going to be 7th April to 15th May. And since it is such a big nation, it's going to be 6-7 phases of the polling that would be announced. And as you know, there are 543 parliamentary seats for which candidates would be elected by the electorate. And if we start looking forward to the period between 15th May to 31st May, 31st May is the day when we'll have new government in India. Very exciting. So the excitement is in the air, and few months to go before the final verdict of the voters would be manifested in the democratic nation. And we pray that the whole process is peaceful, and we also hope that people exercise their right in a fair manner. And so there are going to be 272 members who would finally unitedly decide who is going to be ruling. And the major parties, as you know, one Congress-led UPA that is facing a strong challenge from BJP-led NDA, which is National Democratic Alliance. And of course, there are many regional parties, and other than that smaller party, Aam Aadmi Party has emerged as a big presence that is working in shaping up the way election is happening. And also let me share with you that along with this national elections, there are going to be 3 states that would also be selecting their members for the Vidhan Sabha. These are Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, and Sikkim. And today we are going to be talking about something which relates to one and all, because we live in this world where whether as you get up and traditionally you were probably looking at the sun, or probably some people would look at their wife, their husband, their son, their daughter. Now everybody is looking at that thing which you call as smartphone. Are we really becoming more smart with the use of smartphone at every step of our way throughout the day, or it is actually taking away a part of our smartness? We don't know yet. And there are many researches going on in different aspects of how this new technology, these new tech toys are influencing and making our life go in this or that direction. So we have a very special interactive session in today's Insight Tonight, where we'll be looking at how this tech bridge is unfolding. But before we move towards our topic of the day, let me also recollect some important news that is kind of disturbing in a way that takes us to Supreme Court of India, where you see Sahara Chief Subrata Roy claiming that if you know our story, and he tells this to the Supreme Court judges, that there is so much human angle involved and you would fall in love with us if you know. But court said that we would have loved if you were to adhere to the promises that you made to the court, and it has been over a year and a half that you have defaulted in paying back to the investors. And this is not a small amount. This is 20,000 crore rupees that Sahara needs to pay back to the investors, and they are making promises that they'll sell some properties here or there, whatever. But for now, this 65-year-old Sahara Chief Subrata Roy, who started off in the 70s with the investment of 2,000 rupees, and now this is to the tune of 68,000 crore rupees. Such a big empire. And probably the way they have grown and they have diversified, somewhere down the line, some definitely thing has gone wrong, which has resulted into this situation. And so court also said that preservation of market integrity is extremely important for economic growth of this country, for national interest. Maintaining investors' confidence requires market integrity and control of market abuse. Market abuse is a serious financial crime which undermines the very financial structure of this country and will make imbalance in wealth between haves and have-nots. तो जो असंतुलन है वो नहीं होना चाहिए, और असंतुलन कई बार हमारी जानकारी को लेकर भी हो जाता है. हम में से कुछ लोग फाइनेंशियल वर्ल्ड के बारे में बहुत कुछ जानते हैं, प्रॉब्ली वी मेक लॉट मोर मनी दैन अदर्स, बट एट द सेम टाइम once we used to talk about literate and illiterate, and then we started talking about tech literate and tech illiterate. So how this tech literacy and tech bridge is playing out in your life? क्या अभी कभी आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप जब फ़ोन का यूज़ करते हैं तो उसमें बहुत सारे ऐसे फीचर्स हैं जिनको आपने कभी देखा भी नहीं, एंड यू फील इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी टू यूज़ दिस फ़ोन विच इज़ एक्चुअली टच स्क्रीन, लेकिन इसको मैं टच यहाँ करता हूँ और उसमें कुछ और हो जाता है, एंड समटाइम्स यू वांट टू सेंड दिस मैसेज बट इट ends up taking a different message to the intended recipient. And in what way this technology can be used? There are some smart, dynamic, creative thinkers amongst us who are helping us in navigating through this process. And today I have two important guests in this show. One is right here, present in the studio, and another would be joining us on phone. So let me first welcome a gentleman who is here with me, Teju Prasad ji. Swagat hai aapka.
Hi.
Welcome. And you have been involved with building apps mainly, and you are also active in media and technology. You have made some short films also. But talking about apps, so how do you feel, having been in this field for such a long time, how people are connecting with the various apps?
Sure, yeah. So I think, with the advent of smartphone technology, touchscreen technology becoming a lot more common, there's great potential. With that is also, the kind of the let's call it maybe a dilemma of the space being extremely crowded. And the potential for education is there, but a lot of these apps, I think that these devices were introduced as kind of fun and kind of entertainment kind of devices, where a lot of the sort of expectation of it was to be, all right, well, this is a lot of games and a lot of, media consumption, watching TV shows, watching movies and things like that. So I think now what we're seeing is a little bit of change and a little bit of
I want to go to the historical side of this app emergence. If you are aware, still there are many people who use non-smartphones and they wonder what is app. And even in my case, first when I started using a smartphone, then I realized there are so many possibilities hidden in this small equipment. Who thought of apps first? How they came into being? Do you know anything about that?
Well, truth be told, I'm actually a little bit of a latecomer to that game. I've been doing apps for now about a year and a half. They've been around since say 2007, 2008. So I think the earliest apps were actually put together by companies like Apple that actually introduced the devices. So they were in a position to create, for example, their word processing app that they had for their desktop. They were able to create it for the mobile, and a lot of game developers were kind of quick to get into that market. I think that was kind of the earliest history. And it's a little bit strange using the word history because it is so new, right? But you're correct. I mean, that's kind of the earliest inception of what an app is, or mobile app is. Basically, these companies that were in a position to hit it right at the beginning. But I think education and I think learning and I think these kind of applications have great potential now.
So just to touch base with you again, Tech Bridge, is it easy or difficult? What do you think? You may also share your experience of relating to technology in today's show as we talk about apps, and I think it's very fascinating. There's a tiny little icon on your phone, you just touch it and it's like a window. It takes you to a whole different world. Earlier, this was a world of games, and then, of course, many people have, I think there are thousands of apps, so many people get their daily dose of news with the help of these apps.
Yeah.
Many things are happening. So tell me where you found your place in this very, very crowded place of apps.
Sure, absolutely. So the latest app that I've developed, which is an application to learn the Hindi characters, the Hindi letters in a kind of fun and interactive way. I actually got the idea from just seeing friends of mine with young kids, more or less being raised on the iPad, and I say that with only a slight hint of exaggeration because, I'm talking 2.5-year-olds where their first, maybe within their first 30 words, one of them happens to be iPad. They know what that is. They're able to recognize it. So I really thought that this is a good potential and a good way to make this device not only a pure, not just a fun device, but also a device where they can associate that with learning and kind of disrupt and say, okay, well, it's fun, but it's learning, it's both. So that was the goal of the app.
तो ऐप बनते कैसे हैं? हम में से कई लोग सोचते हैं और कई बार हम ये सोचते हैं ऐप बनाने वाले लोग हैं कैसे, कहाँ रहते हैं, कि हमारे जैसे हैं, अलग तरह के हैं. So today we have in our studio someone who has offered a very important app जिसके द्वारा आप हिंदी भाषा सीख सकते हैं. क्या आप चाहेंगे कि ऐसा ऐप हो जो फ़ोन पर हो और आप उसके द्वारा अपने बच्चों को हिंदी सिखा सकें, वो आईपैड पर हो और आप उसके द्वारा अपनी मातृभाषा के साथ अपनी संतानों को जोड़ सकें. सो विल टॉक मोर अबाउट दिस ऐप एंड व्हाट लाइज behind this app. Is it really effective? We'll find out from Teju, and we'll also be talking about 3D printers. That's another new thing on the horizon. But before that, let's take this short break.